Did you hear about that Dutch guy who thought it would be great to buy a double-decker bus? Well, that's me, and as you can also see in part 1, it didn't quite happen as expected. Bought in February 2020, tried to pick her up in July, but it took until October before I could finally say, I've got a bus. Having a bus is one thing, redesigning the interior is another, so we made the plan. The idea was to create 14 beds and having the ability to turn the front room into a master bedroom with a king-size bed instead of 4 bunk beds. The most important area for everybody is of course the lounge, so that has to be a really nice place to relax, watch a movie on a big screen TV, a PlayStation to stay active, and most important, a fridge to keep the drinks cool. Comfort is important. Traveling for hours in economy class, as in the average budget airline, is not something that makes most people happy, so some of the seats will be removed to create extra legroom and storage space. In the back, the kitchenette will be extended a little bit together with the addition of a coffee machine, a microwave oven, a dishwasher, and besides a fridge, a freezer. So first,
over the head!
No, the seats upstairs had to get off. Because the supports for the luggage shelves were in the way, they had to be removed, and as a result, the shelves themselves too. Giving quite some more space than before. The main handicap I knew I would suffer is not being able to weld myself. Therefore, I designed a construction of steel frames bolted to the floor where the beds would get mounted in between. Even though the frames are connected, they could still collapse like domino blocks, so I found some 4mm steel brackets to add extra stability. Plus side is that it's quite easy connecting all the parts, but sometimes you do end up not having enough space for the rivet tool. In this case I had to move all frames, so I was able to get in between the frame and the wall. Later the frames will also get connected to the remaining air conditioning canals in the ceiling, and there will be more woodwork around the beds, adding even more stability. The vehicle is always shaking a little when you're on the road, so I used rivets with extra strength to prevent anyone from falling down a level. And for the front room, blind rivet nuts were used. Something I really didn't want to do, but I knew I had to, was removing the ceiling. Even though I tried to avoid it, it had to be done to be able to lay down the cabling for the lighting in the bunks. After having removed the first roof tile, I started thinking, why not remove the entire ceiling and having even more space than expected. It took little time to decide, and so the entire ceiling went out. I only needed to order some connection blocks, and I took my motor out for a short trip. Just riding out of our village, for some unknown reason, the rear wheel slipped and I fell on the road and the motorbike landed on my leg. A quick visit to the hospital showed my ankle was broken and I went straight off to the OR for some surgery. Well, no more walking for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Houd er nooit op!